Hi, I'm Alex, Paultre, editor-at-large for Microwaves and RF, and I'm here at the Things event in Amsterdam, and currently I am with Alexei Lezinov and Mohamad Halabi of Arrow and TE Connectivity. Now, I notice you gents are sitting here together, so tell me a little bit about the arrangement between Arrow and TE Connectivity working together. I mean, obviously, Arrow works with a lot of companies and TE works with a lot of companies, but tell me a little bit what you're doing now.
Yeah, sure. So many people know Arrow Electronics as the biggest distributor of components. But Arrow is not just a distributor. We are a global technology provider of products, services, and solutions. And we can support actually customers with any solutions they need. And we have a wide range of partners who are market leaders in their segments. And TE Connectivity is our partner who are deep expert in LoRaWAN and IoT antenna.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'd like to give a word to Mohamad from TE Connectivity.
Well, actually, it's not a bad idea because it really is important when we're talking about a wireless environment. And it all boils down to the antenna, right? That's the interface between the device and the ether as it is, right? An antennas, it's a complex thing. You're mismatched on the board and you're losing power. You mismatch in another way, you're losing signal. It's a lot of moving parts, right?
Of course, with no doubt, antenna is the most important component in wireless devices. That's why they must be taken into consideration from the very beginning, let's say, of the design cycle. So you cannot keep the antenna, let's say, till the end of the design cycle in order, let's say, to include it in your IoT device.
Well, now, when you talk about TE connectivity, and connectivity is in the name, right? And the antennas, are there any aspects in your antenna science, the way you implement your solutions, the way you put them forward, that you feel are worth bringing up and mentioning to the audience about this is why we're important?
Of course. So first of all, TE has a huge portfolio of LoRa antenna, internal, external, embedded, customized, and all shapes, all types of mounting. And rather than these antennas, we do have many other components that can be implemented inside the IoT device, like the sensors and like the connectors.
Well, and it all has to be integrated properly or it doesn't work well, right?
Of course. So our antennas today are implemented pretty much everywhere. So from the biggest LoRaWAN networks till the smallest, let's say, LoRa IoT devices, where, let's say, efficient antennas are needed to avoid battery drainage. But most importantly is that TE is not just a part number seller. So we do offer much more than that. So design, tuning, integrations, chamber measurement, physical prototype verifications, and many other RF services are today provided by TE Connectivity.
Well, you mentioned battery power and the like and drain, and you also talked about the integration aspect. It really is a very fine balancing act to make sure you don't lose power, right?
Yes, actually the life battery, especially in LoRa devices, depends on the energy radiated by the antenna. So if you are using a lower efficiency antenna, then the energy radiated by the antenna will be converted into heat, and then the signal will keep sending the same message again and again, and this will drain the battery
and heat the device up.
Exactly. However, if you are using an efficient antenna from TE Connectivity, then the energy will be converted into signal, and then let's say the signal will reach its destination, and then you will have better life.
It makes a lot of sense. Now, obviously, there are different challenges when it comes to wireless deployments, and there are different ways to solve it. You have LoRa solutions. There are other solutions. How much of a mixed bag do you offer your clients? I mean, do you specifically give LoRaWAN, or are you able to make solutions in other bandwidths and give them advice on the best solutions that they can use?
That's a good question. Actually, the recommended wireless protocol depends on the unique needs of the application we are developing or we are deploying. I can give you a couple of examples. So if we are looking for the best data rate, let's say, it's better to go for 5G, not for LoRa. If you are looking for the best battery life, then NB-IoT and LoRa are the best options. If you are looking for the most secure, let's say, network, better to go for NB-IoT and cellular. So the same, if you are looking for the best cost-effective, let's say, better to go for Bluetooth. So there is no recommended wireless protocol, let's say. However, we are always working with our customer to understand more about the needs of their application in order to recommend, let's say, and support them with the right wireless protocol.
Well, recognizing that in this multimodal world, that means there's even more antenna challenges to make sure that you have the right antenna for the right mode, for the right protocol, for the right, spectrum. So that means you're doing a lot of negotiation and discussion with your clients. What are your needs? What do you want? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure. Today there are many challenges. Okay, so most of the challenges in the IoT industry, let me say IoT in general, let's say, revolve around integrating solutions into these IoT devices and tuning them. So the primary challenge nowadays is interference due to the exponential increase of connected device to the already
Crowded,
congested, let's say, or crowded spectrum. Another challenge is the need for IoT antennas, let's say, that can work in many conditions, from indoor to harsh outdoor conditions. And this is one of the reasons why TE Connectivity has expanded its portfolio 2 years ago by acquiring the external antenna business of Layered Connectivity.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah. And also by acquiring last year the Links technology.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and lastly, you have seen today wireless devices are becoming smaller and smaller. So there is always a need for efficient and small antennas that could be integrated into these IoT devices without compromising the RF performance.
Well, and then there's another aspect. I mean, the antenna, if it's an internal antenna, there's no issue. But if it's an external antenna, it's part of the packaging. If there's a leak between the antenna interface and the package, your package is compromised. So it's, a lot of people don't think about that. They make sure they have an IP67 package and they get a good antenna, and then there's a hair gap where the antenna meets the package, and then they wonder why it floods.
It's a complete solution, of course. It's a complete solution, and you have to, let's say, pay attention to every single detail. But what people miss most of the time, that every single component in the IoT device has influence on the RF performance. So most of the time, the IoT device itself is part of the antenna.
Excellent point. So, how much do you have to help your clients understand these issues and properly deploy your solution in theirs?
That's our job. So first of all, there is like a cycle. So if the customer doesn't know what he wants or what she wants, we have first of all to enable them and to explain the pros and cons of every, let's say, solution, because we do have many solutions. And then we have to understand, let's say, what is the real concerns, why the customer thought, let's say, that LoRa might solve his problem or her problem. And based on that, let's say, we make the right, let's say, recommendations and start doing like a trial or physical prototype, and then we can show them on the field how the things can move forward.
Excellent answer. Which makes me think about this, because it is this discussion, and it is around the world. I'm assuming that Arrow has some help in things like regulatory, local government, local marketplace issues, because those are facets too, right?
Yes, actually we help our customers. And you mean certifications, let's say?
Right, certification, verification, and making sure that...
So usually we help our customers to pass the certifications from the first try. And what happened sometimes that they try to pass their certification by themselves.
On their own, yeah.
And then they fail and come to us. That's why we always recommend that talk to us at the very beginning.
It's the cheaper way. You do it after the...
solving antenna problems for certifications is extremely expensive and time consuming as well. So
yeah, I know, I get you completely. Well, a little bit. I'm ex-Army signals intelligence in old-timey days in the 80s. Power, jamming. But you think about that. Antenna RF power and how that's managed is so critical. As you were saying, the wastage, it's going right back into the product.
That's correct. So that's why partnering, let's say, with Arrow Electronics or TE Connectivity has, let's say, this big value added for for the solution.
Helps you wade through all the mess, right? Simplifies your issues.
It's our daily bread and butter.
There you go. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Oh, before I let you go, though, I mean, got to give you an opportunity. Do you have any last words for our audience?
Last word. So we have been working on the most challenging, let's say, antenna problems in the last 20 years. If you have any questions, please feel free. We are here. T Connectivity here. Arrow is here, and you will be in good hands.
Excellent.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Alex.
gentlemen, especially at this busy show that you took the time to chat with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Alex.
Yeah.